If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Roddy Ricch just released his new EP, The Big 3. And in this video, we're going to talk about the EP, of course, but especially what this means for him moving forward in his career, also after all the, backlash and all the people criticizing him for his performance and for the whole album of Live Life Fast that dropped last year. So let's talk about this. So the Big 3, the EP, the new one he spontaneously announced, dropped on Friday. It features 3 tracks in total. The first of the tracks is called Real Talk, then we have Tootsies and No Mop, and people have been giving their reviews and stuff on this. I dropped a first reaction for this thing for channel members only. So if you're not a channel member yet, make sure you become a channel member and get access to those exclusive first reactions. But I did talk about that there, give my first reaction, so this is not for that. This video is rather how this is, going to help him or affect him moving forward. Because in December of last year, of 2021, he dropped Live Life Fast, his highly anticipated second studio album after Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, and people had very big hopes. Roddy Ricch was always seen as the leader of this new school and, whatever people would like to call him. But then the album was just really not good. The album was just mid, it was not something enjoyable, very dull in its entirety, so nothing that I really enjoyed and nothing that we all expected from him. We expected him to go up, level up on that new record, but that is really not what he did on Live Life Fast. It just seemed rushed. It just seemed like something that he was like, okay, we got to get this project, I got to get, the music out for the label to get the money in. It didn't really seem like a genuine actual project, an art project in itself. So he needs to get some retribution for that, at least to regain his respect. He also tweeted and announced that he's gonna drop Feed the Streets 3 this year. He tweeted on December 29th, so only like a week or like 2 weeks after the Live Life Fast album dropped. He said, Feed the Streets 3 coming 2020. You guys playing with my top. So he was aware of the criticism, he was aware of the backlash. It's not like that completely went over his head, and so I'm happy that he takes that criticism and uses it as motivation to drop Feed the Streets 3. Maybe this also gives us a first taste of Feed the Streets 3, this new EP. To get a little bit more into what this EP actually had in terms of content, in terms of the 3 tracks, the first of them, so Real Talk and Tootsies, were more hype tracks, and he really did deliver on them. I do like how he comes into some of these verses on these tracks, bringing that old energy that you had in like 2018, 2019, Feed the Streets 2, for example, which is by far probably his favorite project from top to bottom. So, bringing that energy again, giving that hungry vibe off as well that we all enjoyed about the young Roddy coming out in, as I just said, 2018. So I did really enjoy those. The last track, No Mop, is a more mellow track, and I do enjoy the instrumental. I think that Roddy could also perform very well on instrumentals like this, but then he just destroys the song with the most surface level substance matter. Talking about pussy so wet, I don't need no mop. And that's basically the whole thing he talks about the entire track. So it kind of seems to me, and this is what I said in that reaction video as well, that was my main point. It was like Roddy always seemed like a young, intelligent dude that seemed like he knew what he was doing. That seems like, okay, he went out there with a mission. This young man is being real with the music he's putting out there, not on some fake stuff, not just in it for the money, but also talking about very important issues in the world and in his community and what he's experiencing in his life. But now all of the songs just seem like very surface level, just talking about the money and the women that the new lifestyle brought with it. And this is maybe an indication that the fame that he's received has gotten to his head. Maybe he's just so far detached from reality to be talking about those topics and those actual issues that he was talking about back in the day still today. Maybe that just makes him unable to do that. So that's kind of like what I always had the problem. I have had that problem with Live Life Fast, and I told y'all about that. But then also with these new 3 singles, I feel like they're better than Live Life Fast, but they're also not the old Roddy that we're used to. So maybe he's too detached from it. Maybe the fame has gotten to his head, and I just want the old 2018 Roddy back. And I know we always say this, but I do feel like there's an actual change and switch that has happened with Roddy Ricch and the substance matter he's talking about. So this new album that he's going to drop, whether it's going to be Feed the Streets 3 first or another album that's then coming out, I think he needs to move quick with it. I think he needs to, he can't wait another, 2 years, because that already destroyed Live Laugh Fast, because people just had all these high expectations for it. So I think he needs to move quick with it. Maybe still this summer. Maybe this summer is going to be Feed the Streets 3 and then an album later on in this year or next year to kind of bridge the gap in between the two studio albums. But I mean, my expectations going into this are basically the same that they were for Live Life Fast before it dropped. Because, for Live Life Fast, you were like, okay, Roddy dropped Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. That was a really good debut project because it featured a lot of like high name artists in the game and a lot of really solid projects. But now it's his turn to create his own quote unquote classic album in his discography. And he really didn't do that with that. Maybe I want him to create like an actual body of work and a body of art that we can look back to in 10 years and be like, maybe it's not a classic, but it's definitely something that is, reminiscent of what he's been doing in that time. When you listen to it, you can tell, oh, that's that Roddy Ricch album that was really good back in that day. So that's what I want him to do with this new album. Maybe Feed the Streets 3. Maybe that's going to be the album because, artists like to do that. And I think that it's basically the same expectations that it was for Live Life Fast before it dropped. I want to give a shout out to my man Lucid from the Discord. He also dropped a review on this whole EP. Make sure you go check it out. Just kind of put his thoughts in there. Lucid, my main man on the Discord, going crazy with this, the GOAT. And also in the same sake of saying that, make sure to join the Discord in the description down below. Best hip hop community in the world. So Roddy Ricch has a rocky road ahead of him. This new album is going to bring a lot of expectations with it, a lot of disappointments as well, because people paint their own way of how they want the album to be in their heads, and that was a problem with Live That Fast already. But I do think that if he does actually come back with like a really good record, like a Feed the Streets 2 type of thing, where not every song is meant to be commercially accessible, but the fact that they are so real makes them commercially accessible again. That fine line in between that is, I think, where Roddy needs to navigate right now. At least that's my thoughts on this. So I did enjoy this new EP. It's not as good as, the old stuff. It's better than Live Life Fast, though. And I think he's kind of detached from reality, just to kind of sum that up. But now I want to know what your opinions on this, your thoughts. What did you think of this album? What did you think, or the EP? What did you think of all the individual tracks? What was your favorite track, your least favorite track? Where do you think this places Roddy in his career? Where is he going from here? All of your thoughts and theories on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.